Hi, Leather Rokk here. I have a real treat for you. I want to show you something that I don't know that anybody's ever shown on YouTube before because I don't know how many people have this. I am in possession of something called the Beauty Angel palette. Tabby boy and I have a cat that's about to leave. Hold on a second. Excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, where were we? I have this makeup palette called the Beauty Angel. Take a look at this. I always forget how to open it too. This is very special. Check this out. Tabby boy. Oh, my cat. You open it up like this. Okay? Open it up and look how you open up this palette. It's got to open it very carefully. You have the eyeshadows like this, and then you have a mirror. And then look at this underneath the mirror. It all opens up in a spiral fashion. But underneath here, there are 4 compartments. Whoops, there's a tray. Okay, these actually lift out also. Lift up. Then the mirror is here. That lifts up. Then you see there's a tray. Actually has 4 compartments. As you see, what these were originally, when I got these, each of these trays was filled with a substance that was like a tinted petroleum jelly. Like it was kiddie makeup or something that was basically useless as far as makeup goes. But what I did was I dug out the product that was inside these, and what I do is I use these as palettes for, say you have a lipstick that you absolutely love and you've come down to the very end of it and you don't feel like carrying it around and tearing a lip brush and digging it out. You can dig out that lipstick and you can put it in one of these compartments, as you see that I've done here. And you have this tray that holds 4, and you have this tray here, which as you can see is empty, and that holds 2. So next time I could get 2 other lip colors that I want to save, and I can put them in this. Put this back on here. Put the mirror back on here. And then the eyeshadow colors. Now, I get these all together here. Yeah, does anybody else have the Beauty Angel palette? It's from OKK Trading Incorporated, made in Shantou, China. So yes, this is Chinese merchandise. However, if you're on a budget like I am, you get Chinese merchandise sometimes. Now, can you see the eyeshadow that I'm wearing now? Maybe I should take the light out. That is a look that I got from this palette. And I always forget how to open it. Want to see how I got it out, how I did it? I'm going to show you. And this is the fun part. This is the fun part where we get to see me make a mess with my coconut oil. I'm in a real good mood tonight because not only did I have a night out dancing, but I also got to do a workout because just as I was getting ready to film, I had one of my favorite cable stations is called JLTV. It stands for Jewish Life Television. And there's this guy by the name of Gilad Janklowitz, and he is one of the workout people. And I work out to his videos. I DVR them, and when they're on, sometimes I work out. And something about seeing somebody working out on my TV screen, unless I really have something better to do, it's hard not to do it. So, and I always get such a pleasant endorphin rush after working out, and there was no reason not to. So I worked out, and now I'm on video with you. So here I am with my coconut oil, and see. I love coconut oil. I can't say enough about it. I've got to cook with this stuff. I've got to use it to take makeup off. I've got to use it as a final coat on top of my skincare, usually at nighttime if I want a little extra dose of moisturizer. I use it on my stomach and I use it on my neck and my chest. And it's good for you for so many things. And I cook with it sometimes. And it's not cheap, but actually it is compared to some of the other cleansers that people can buy. You know, you can go and get really good smelling stuff for 30 bucks. It's a jar the same size as that, and that jar was $10.50 for a 16.9 ounce jar of organic coconut oil. Organic and unrefined. It still smells like coconut oil, you know. That's the stuff to get. I mean, it's hard to imagine that I ever used to use like baby oil and things like that to take makeup off. Now, I'll still use olive oil too, but actually we're almost out of olive oil, so. And I actually have a little bit of quote-unquote eye makeup remover, but I really would rather use this stuff. I mean, wouldn't you rather use something that feels good on your skin and is good for your body? You know, that has antioxidants and vitamins and things. I mean, this stuff is so good for you. Even if you have oily skin, you could still use it. And my skin's a grease pit, so, you know, I wouldn't necessarily use it every day, but if you, on the days that you wear the most makeup, you know, so definitely for clubbing. I just think it's great. All right. Now, you remember that I like to start with my Tony Alge, that wonderful seaweed extract. I've shown you the container enough times. You remember what I'm talking about, right? This is the Tony Alge. Those seaweed ampules. I break them, put the funnel on, and shake them. And this is so good for you. This is 95% seaweed and 5% avocado oil. And it's really good for under makeup application. And it's so pure and harmless that a lot of times you can even put it on top of makeup. Not your finished eye makeup or anything, but I mean it shouldn't disturb your foundation unless you've got powder on top of it. Now the only thing about doing this makeup doing it on both sides and taking it off on one side and doing it over again is that sometimes the eyes won't match completely because the eyeshadow that's been on top of eye makeup, I mean on top of foundation and the different things underneath it, might have a slightly different color than a freshly applied eyeshadow. Plus keep in mind I worked out and I was dancing. Okay, so now this is what I used underneath my eyeshadow this time. This is the E.L.F Complete Coverage Concealer palette. And this is supposed to be the light shade, and all of these colors are too dark for me. But I do like to show a variety of ways to do something because the idea is to use anything that's close to your skin color, ideally a little bit lighter than your skin color, and won't dry down really because you want something that's moist to give your eyeshadow something to grab onto. That is so important, and especially with the eyeshadows that we're going to do right now. These do not have a very heavy color payoff, okay? They really don't. So, and I haven't experimented with wetting them yet. I mean, you could see the size of the pans. It's a very small palette, and I got it as much for those extra compartments that I can fill with other things like ends of lipsticks and things as anything else. The fact that the shadows actually are usable shadows is a plus. And it's such a nice, compact little size. You can't beat it. Alright, now this is how I did the look. See, I'm organized with my brushes already. Here, hold on a second. This workout dehydrated me so much. Oh, sorry about that. I just get so thirsty after I work out. I did a combination of boxing moves and weights, and it just, oh gosh, it dries me out so much. But I feel so good. Working out makes me feel so good. Now, the only thing is with some of these brushes, the hairs in them push in a little and you have to pull them out. And then you push the crimping down, but you don't want to change the shape of the brush. And the brush, the thing I loved about this brush, let me show you. The thing I loved about this brush is it's kind of small. It's a great crease brush and detail brush, but the hairs push in and it's really hard to get it the perfect way. I imagine if I hit it with glue, I could do that, but I really don't like to do that. Because the thing with glue is you have to be then careful not to use too hot of water when you're drying, when you're washing your brushes. And when you dry them, you don't want to dry them like this because you want to, you remember gravity. You want to dry them either flat or trying to hold it down this way. This would be ideal if you could do that. But I usually dry them on a rack. I dry them flat. Okay, this is, I hope you can see this. I'm still getting used to the brand new webcam. Now, mirror am I going to use? You know, I can't see from this. I really can't. You know, and I'm not going to try either. That's ridiculous. Alright, I'll use the big mirror from the Blacklight highlight palette. I'm going to see if, can you see what I'm doing at all? Now, I'm actually going on here. I hope you can see this. For this look, I'm actually going on the diagonal. Can you see that? I'm going like a triangle from here to here. So some of this is getting the yellow, and some of this is getting the yellow. It's like a triangle, okay? And then for the orange, now for the orange, I'm using the E.L.F C eyeshadow brush, which is really not my favorite brush. Now this is a brush for packing. This is not a swish swish brush. This is more a brush to load with product and pack on. And since these eyeshadows that I'm working with now do not have a heavy color payoff, now this is not the kind of shadow that you would ever want to put a blending powder underneath. I don't understand when makeup artists do that. I guess it's when they want to blend and blend and blend and blend, but since most of my makeup looks, I really want to show the vividness of the color. So, and if you don't have much of a color payoff of a shadow, you don't want to anything to make it harder for the shadow to show up. So when people use the technique of putting a powder down first, it doesn't make sense to me, because if you want the shadow to stick, you got to give it something to grab onto. Okay, you see how I did the triangle with the yellow? Now I'm going to do a stripe with the orange. And this I will go kind of up into here. One thing with this palette is you do have to hold on to them. It is kind of flimsy in its design, okay? If you don't hold on to it, the pieces will totally slide off, and it would be easy to drop it and break it. It wasn't made for craftsmanship. It was made for convenience and compactness. I would definitely take this traveling because of the compartments and the sealing, and you can hold it in your hand. If you can deal with the fact that the colors, the payoff is not that intense, if you see this someplace, I would definitely go for it. But I keep on forgetting how to open it. It drives me crazy. You know, you might not want to get it if you have a drug or alcohol problem, because you never get the thing open and you lose patience with it. Okay, you see how I went on a diagonal with the orange? And I just want to check the... Yeah, because it seems like this side is faded a little bit. Now, the next color is one of the pinks. And I'm not using the palest pink, and I'm not using the brightest pink, but I'm going to use the medium pink. And I'm going to, I hope you can see this, I'm going to load the brush with this. Now, this is a brush that I also got from E.L.F. that is very similar in look to the C brush. I think the C brush is from the E.L.F. Studio line, whereas this is one of the dollar E.L.F. brushes. But you know what? I don't have any problem at all with a 99-cent brush. These have held their shape. They've stayed on the handles. I really don't have any complaints with them. Now, this pink, I am taking onto this much of the lid like that. Okay. And I think I may load it up a little bit more. Again, checking to make sure that both sides match. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to go back to this orange. Nice, bright, light orange. Very true orange. Okay. Now, I'm going to make a wing. Okay. And I'm going to check and see if I gotta admit, this is a challenge, keeping both eyes symmetrical doing it this way. I don't know anybody else that's doing... I'm sure other people are doing makeup tutorials this way. I mean, I can't imagine that I'm inventing anything new here. You know, I'm looking for something that's easy for me to get the idea across while still something that I'm comfortable with. And I'm still early enough in my channel that I can experiment. And if you're this early on the journey with me, you're going to grow along with me too. So you can humor me as I do some trial error here and find out what works. And that's the fun of it, I think. Now this is actually going to be kind of a muted look, if not for the eyeliner, which really helps the colors to pop. Now, when I was doing this, the actual handle from this brush came off, and I washed it because I'm kind of a real germaphobe. I'm not a hardcore germaphobe, but I am a germaphobe enough that once something drops on the ground, I have to wash it. And you certainly don't want to touch things to your face that have touched the ground, especially not a carpet that people walk on with their shoes. And if you have animals, I mean, you know what's on carpets. It's just no way that you want to touch something to your face that's dropped on the ground. So I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to take the brighter of the colors, which would be, or actually the darkest, yeah, of the colors, which would be this color here. It has a cat hair on it. And I can't believe my cat ran. Can you see this? This color. And with this, oh, and I can't have that on computer because, again, these are loaded with magnets. Almost all makeup palettes, you must assume, are loaded with magnets, so you don't want to set them on top of a computer. Now, with this pink here, I'm just going to do a thin line Okay. Now with this, I'm not bothering with a crease accentuation or a highlight color because I'm just going to allow the paleness that's naturally up here to serve as my highlight. Now this is what I've been the eyebrow color that I have been using for my eyebrows. This is actually LA Colors Lip Duo, and the color is Vibe. And I've been using it. The reason why I started using this as an eyebrow color, besides the fact that on me it's absolutely perfect, is because these lipsticks smell like bubble gum, and I think that is one of the most obnoxious non-biological stinks that have been invented by anybody. I don't understand why they would make lipsticks smelling like it. I just think that is so exceedingly repugnant. Just not my thing at all. So I'm not going to put that on my mouth, but I'm not going to waste it either because the color is so perfect. So it's an eyebrow color. And the lip gloss end of it, I really like to use the doe foot applicator. I like to dry that off, and I like to use that to fine tune the shaping of the eyebrow and stuff. In my case, all I have to do is follow the natural shape. I just have to give the color that I was not born with. And that's what lip colors, that's what a lot of times I will do with a lipstick that is going bad and I cannot part with it because it's just such a perfect color. Like some colors I could get rid of when they're starting to go bad, but if it's something that matches my hair, I can't throw it out, you know? And it's a shame that these lipsticks do go rancid, but they do. That's just a fact. You know, it's a sad fact that lipsticks will go rancid on you. Now, for my eyeliner, I was using the L'Oreal Telescopic Waterproof. The waterproof that I've already said on me does not give me an absolute waterproof finish. But what I like about it compared to the Wet n Wild H2O proof that I also have, this one has a thinner line. And unlike the H2O proof, when I'm applying it and I start in the inner corner, it doesn't thicken out all of a sudden. And that kind of gets annoying when that happens. Okay, I hope that you can see. I don't want to risk damaging my brand new webcam by taping a mirror to that. I don't know how that would work. So, but I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Now, I'm not going to carry this all the way to the end because give that a chance to dry a little bit. And then, one more step. Okay, yeah, I should let that dry a little bit more. Another thing I almost forgot to do is I want to carry down underneath a little bit of the colors I have on top. I want to put a little bit of yellow here. Okay. And then I want to put a little bit of orange. Okay. All right. Yeah, almost forgot that. Now, back to the eyeliner. At least I gave the top eyeliner a chance to dry, because if the eyeliner hasn't dried down, then it could smear when you open up your eye, and then you have a whole bunch of a mess to clean up, and that's no fun. Can you see this okay? Okay, now the lower lash line will tell you what angle it needs to be. Let it go up, then matches that way. Okay. This has a very pointy applicator tip, so if you got shaking underneath or a loud slamming underneath you, be advised there is a chance that you can poke yourself in the eye with this. Telescopic waterproof. I mean, take a look at how pointy that is. This is no joke. I mean, this looks like some piercing needles, you know? Don't poke yourself in the eye with this. I mean, I think there is a hazard to that. I really think there is. Now, this is a mascara that I'm wearing. This is from LA Colors. It's it's one of their lower priced in their mascara line. It's not waterproof, doesn't say it's waterproof. However, it holds the curl of the lashes, and I have not had it smear on me on a night of dancing. I can work out with it. I can dance. I can hit the clubs and they can play the techno. And I love dancing to techno. Techno is just so much fun. And especially when the crowd starts to thin out a little bit and you could really get your workout, it just, I don't know, it's happy music, you know? They don't play quite enough of it, the places that I go. This doesn't have fibers or anything, but you still don't need to be working at it forever. And nice thing about putting on this mascara after you put on eyeliner is you're almost guaranteed to get some of the eyeliner on your eyelashes. So when you put the mascara on, the mascara will accentuate that and it will make you look like you've got more mascara on, or even might give you a bit of a false eyelash look without having to go through all the pain in the butt of doing that. You know, I mean, false eyelashes look beautiful, don't get me wrong, but I mean, you know that there's no way that a person's lashes are that long. And I think it is so blatantly phony that I think that, considering my image already has so much flamboyance and excess and everything, I think that would be, in my case, too much. That would be like my wearing a 44 double D bra, okay? And come on, I mean, who are we fooling? Some things I think are just ridiculous. So I am not judging people who choose to wear false eyelashes, but it's almost like setting people up for unrealistic expectations. I've heard that there's joking amongst guys of, oh, yeah, she may be cute with all that makeup on, but what does she look like without it and stuff. And I mean, and it's a shame that people have to try to be finding ways to be negative and stuff, you know, and that's why guys will not, and women, because you can't just assume everybody's straight, why people are sometimes afraid to approach attractive people, because either they're afraid of being shot down, or they're intimidated by people with a flamboyant style, or what, I don't know. But, oh yeah, this is the lipstick that I'm wearing. This is by E.L.F, and it's one of the reds, and it's called Red Carpet. And you know, one of the things I love about E.L.F lipsticks, especially in this moisturizing lipstick line, is that they smell kind of like vanilla. And that also means that they smell like MAC lipsticks. And if you want to spend $15 or $17 or whatever on a MAC lipstick, knock yourself out. But if you'd rather spend between $1 and $5, preferably, or usually $1 and $3, E.L.F, Eyes, Lips, and Face. This lipstick, it tastes good. It smells good. I really like it. Now, some of the lipsticks, some of their dollar lipsticks will turn kind of fast, though. I made a big order of E.L.F about 3 years ago, and I got a bunch of their lipsticks because they're $1, you know. And some of them only lasted a couple of years before they went rancid on me. And there was like a couple of years ago, I'm not exaggerating. I must have thrown out like 30 lipsticks because I had some, okay, I don't want to call myself a makeup hoarder, but if something is still, if I'm still using something and I've got all these different colors and stuff, I'm probably going to accumulate a lot of them through the years and stuff. And like all of a sudden, 30 of them, because I had over 50 lipsticks, I know because I counted them, like 30 of them went bad in like a year's time. They just, all these lipsticks started tasting really nasty, and they get that kind of sticky, weird feeling in the back of your throat when a lipstick is going rancid. It's hard to describe, but it's a thing. And I just threw them out. It really was sad because some of them, a few of them when they were purple that I was able to use for eyebrow color, I kept on to, but just to throw out so many of them. I mean, even if I could use them for art projects or something, you know, being I'm an artist of so many different media, and I've used makeup for artwork and stuff, but to throw out that many, so I learned my lesson with lipsticks. They will go bad on you. Okay, let's see what we use for the contour. For my contour, I've been using my current favorite contour color, CoverGirl's Professional Eye Enhancers, which is an eyeshadow, and the color is Jammin. And it is, oh, I don't think I need to put any more on because I have some on already, but I will look in the mirror and I will, goes right in, and I blend. A lot of times all I'll do is a contour and a highlighter. For the highlight, I use the Blacklight highlight palette and from B&H Cosmetics, and I use this one. And oh, where's the brush that I applied it with? Oh, here it is. The brush that I used to apply it with. I need to get another a highlighter brush. I think that's the next brush that I need to invest in, plus a fan brush. I want to get a little fan brush. But this is the brush. This was from a blush compact from God knows how many years ago. But I really love this highlight palette. You could see I'm getting a lot of good use out of it. This is a great highlight palette for skin that's really, really, really pale, because some highlight palettes have bronze kind of shades and things which maybe can be used as an eyeshadow color, but are absolutely too dark to be used for highlight. So it's great that they have options now for people of all skin colors. I mean, there's makeup for everybody now. It's really wonderful. It's probably one of the best times to be a makeup wearer, because we have so many options that manufacturers are finally thinking of all kinds of people. And that's important because makeup is for everybody. Okay, let's see if I forgot anything. Oh, this is the foundation that I'm wearing. It's the L'Oreal True Match. Let me take, and it's in the color W1 Porcelain. And I've told you guys before, I just use my hands. I don't like using sponges or brushes because they just absorb too much product. I occasionally will brush over with a foundation brush, but the ones that I use, I'll show you them. If I can, oh, here it is. Yeah. Okay, the foundation brushes that I like the best have this kind of shape. But as you can see, they will still shed on you, and it'll look like you just kissed your cat. But they're nice for getting in smoothing foundation that settles into the lines here and the lines here. Oh, and speaking of lines, I always like to, if I've been out for a couple hours, and you know how the foundation settles into the lines and wrinkles that most of us have. Ace, stay here. You're going to see Ace in a few minutes. Just press like this, and it helps to push the makeup back where it goes. I'm out of setting powder, but I have a couple of makeup coupons, and I think I'm going to go to Rite Aid this week and maybe I'll have some new makeup. And I have a haul video coming up, but I don't want to break the surprise on that. Okay, well, this was a look from that I wanted to show with the Beauty Angel palette. Again, I don't know if anybody else is doing any videos with this palette before. It'd be interesting to know if any of you guys have one of these. They're really handy. And after you take out the junk product on the other layers, you can fill these empty compartments with lipstick ends or any kind of makeup or whatever. You could probably even put little earrings in or something. Handy little thing to have around. Okay, if you like these videos, I would love to have you subscribe. Hit the subscribe thing. Hit the bell notification thingy. That way you'll be known when I make my next upload. I upload 3 times a week, and I would love to have you join my family. Until then, talk to you soon. Bye.